sleepy. So today we're going to take a look at WeArtDoing Sleeping Beauty Dreams of Cthulhu Red. This is the red version. They released two other types here. I think this is a translucent one that's green and another one that's white. I don't really like how these two look. Well, if I had to choose between the three, obviously the red one's the go-to, but I think the green one is also a second best, but the white one's it's a bit weird. So there is another, they released a previous one here. I think I reviewed it way before. It's like a sleeping mermaid in a can, and they're also starting to release more of these can type figures, statues. I don't know what they're called, but little statues. I think I'll pass on these because they look a bit too cutesy for me, and yeah, the price is way up there. So this is the Sleeping Beauty red version of Cthulhu, and I got this like I think early last year. I really liked how it looked, and I really liked the version I bought before, so I just wanted to see what this one looked like. In terms of story-wise, there is no real story or backstory behind these figures. I think these are just artist-type statues that this company creates, basically. There is some sort of poetry attached to this. I'll put it in the description if you guys want to read it, but I tried to read it. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, but hey, if you guys know, let me know, because I like to have backstories or some form of explanations of what these figures or statues are. So with that being said, let's take a look at this little beauty. And here's the Sleeping Beauty in her little can, her little tomato soup can. And this is a very long figure. Well, statue. I don't know. It's statue, little statue. So you can see it does take, it's very deep when you put it in display. So you have to really make room for it. So with that being said, let's take a closer look at it. And here's a closer look at the Cthulhu girl in her tomato soup can. And this is a very nicely made figure, a very interesting looking figure too. If you could see all this little tentacle things, it's creepy but yet fascinating to look at. It's a bit unwieldy as well. If you want to maneuver it, you need to have two hands holding this thing, because this whole segment here is really heavy. So you don't want to just lift it from the can because you might snap her head off. And this is her. This is what I wasted my money on. You could see I have a cat there. And this is her. There's no regrets getting this. I honestly like the way they made this. And I don't have a lot of like female art type figures in my collection. And this is one I'm glad I have. Now she does come with one thing, an authenticity card thingamabob. Here it's basically like, this is how it looks like, one of their production pictures. It does light up. I'll show you that in a bit. And so there we go. We have WeArtDoing Sleeping Beauty Dreams of Cthulhu Red. So this is the red version. It's made of resin. This is the, how do you call the size, I guess, dimensions. And it's number 47 out of 399. So it's pretty limited. So yeah, this is what she comes with. So with that being said, hey. Okay, she wants to let out. So while I'll let this little thing out, I'll show you the light up features for this little thing. Okay, the cat is out and the LED is on, and this is how she looks like with the light up feature. It doesn't come with batteries, unfortunately. You have to source that yourself, but for what it is, it looks pretty stinking cool. My camera is kind of freaking out because it's not really good at low light stuff. So yeah, this is how she looks like. It looks pretty bright on camera, but in real life it's kind of dim. So I think my camera is picking up the light and blowing it up more than it should. Another problem, I guess, well, one problem with this is the mechanic. The switch underneath this can to switch this on broke the first time I messed around with it. So that's a That's pretty annoying. I thought I broke it, and I thought I broke the whole light up feature, so I had to unscrew everything and fix it all together to make it work. But even then, it's a bit jittery. Like, let's see if I move the switch around. Yeah, it does that. It flickers. So it's not really, how do you say, secure. So I have to glue some stuff together. So that's the light up feature. Let's switch on the lights and see how she looks like up close. And here's a closer look at the Cthulhu girl, red version. She does have like elf ears and stuff. She has like web thingies, I guess. So she is like a mermaid or a sea creature of sorts. She is pretty. Now she does have, like, I forgot to mention, there's like this bottom piece here. You basically take off just to access the switch for the LEDs. So you do have to disassemble it a bit. But that's how the insides look. Let's see if I can focus. There we go. It's very soupy. And yeah. I mean, her tentacles will wrap around this can very nicely. Very naturally. You can see all the sucky parts. I mean, it's so gross, but yet I can't stop looking at it. It's freaky. You can see like the rust detail on the can as well. It's like super nicely weathered. I'm guessing this follows the Campbell soup type labeling of like the 50s style. So yeah, so you got the rust here. Now I want to show you the switch that's underneath this thing, but I'm scared of, you know, breaking this thing in half. Should I? Okay, get a grip. I mean, it's not heavy, it's just very super tricky to maneuver, but if you could see that, the suction cups and all that, and that's the switch that I broke that I had to fix. So it is a bit finicky. So yeah, with that being said, let's stick this lady somewhere in my room. Doot, 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 doot. And this is where I'll stick the Cthulhu sleeping girl next to her other friend here, the Can Mermaid. I got a while back. I did review this, so if you want to check out my channel, you can. I think it was a pretty short review because these are just statues. So yeah, these are pretty interesting things. Interesting statue, figure things, art pieces, whatever you call it. And I'm glad I got it. I'm glad I pre-ordered it because right now it's all sold out. I don't know where you can get these things, honestly. Like I said, there are two other versions. If the red one's not for you, I suggest going for the green one, but it follows the pattern or the color palette of the mermaid. So if you have a green one, the can will be green, and it doesn't make sense because it still says tomato. That's why I take the red one, because it has some form of theme going on. So enough rambling. That's my little review over this tiny little lady thing in a can. So with that being said, thanks for watching, and as always, go get 'em.